You never know behind someone's eyelids and their face and their brain and their cranial skull or what have you, what someone could really be thinking. What could you humans possibly be thinking of? Wow, what an unsolved mystery. Wow, what rocket science. You know, wow. You never know what someone could be thinking, Sonny. Well, I beg to differ, standardly, you know, with the metaphor of it, because I'm not really a beggar, you know, but everything is like, you know, per the shift within the circumstances, of course. But you never know what someone could really be thinking, can you, Sonny? Well, we ultimately think what we're a product of. And we're a product of many different staples. And what ultimately counteracts any thinking, not necessarily just detrimental thinking, but just thinking in general, is how there's a different fuel reserve from our chakras that grants us that fuel reserve for that chakra to begin with. So, I just ate the fire truck. You didn't see that, and that didn't happen. Erase it from your mind right now. But the way I speak is I connect things together, whether that's obvious or not. And that's just what we're a product of. We're a product of being strategical creatures, being problem-solving creatures, you know. And what's really ironic here is the real spirituality, aside from the fads and the facades and the commercialization of it, it's actually helping us to equalize and not think, and equalize the mind. But the irony of that is, and how we're promoting that, it could also like inflate the other things for what they already are, you know. Because why would you get, like, we have to earn it in like in an energetic way, you know. Like, we have to earn what we are. Because I'm not necessarily like, I don't necessarily have like gripe with anybody, but I just have like, you know, we're all just at our own, like, you know, societal statuses, and those societal statuses, they give us the advantage or the lack of advantage, and, you know, maybe a material disadvantage sometimes. You know, God is just harsh like that, you know, because ultimately, like, and I don't want to keep, like, you know, being cliche with, you know, mentioning God, like, but like everyone's assuming that everyone's assuming that, like, just because he could be all powerful, that he could do whatever he wants or something like that, or he could like save you if you're like in like trouble, but you're in trouble and then you're not saved, so then somehow you hate God. But that's your own imposing on the purity of God, and then ultimately that there's a subtle repercussion there. But I don't want to get too ranty on that. Is, you never know what someone could be thinking, because, you know, all of this obvious, you know, there's this word I want to say, but I'm going to save it, because I sometimes I make really cool words up that are like so cool. I don't want to like say them, you know, but I give a lot, but I like, you know, I know what it's for though, you know. But it's like within the stimulation culture, it's kind of obvious what we could be thinking. We're thinking what we're a product of. And what we're a product of, we're going towards that as far as like something of a career, you know. And what we're going towards something of a career, regardless of if we know the full ramifications and policies of that career, we're going towards that unique thread of a very specific mindset. We're getting we're getting filtered and funneled to be something that we're going towards. But what am I really trying to say here is you never know what someone's really thinking, Sonny. So what I'm trying to say is we think what we're a product of, and what we're a product of so many different things. It's not just our family, but it is. It's not just what we are, but it is. It's not necessarily the propaganda in the media, but it is. So within the propaganda in the media, what's, like all these like murder TV shows, murders, that's not like, that's obviously within the propaganda stream. So you never know what someone's thinking. Well, the themes that are out there is like murder, and it's like, too much like, stimulation, hype news of sex, and, and then just kind of like, and etc. So it's like we could either be thinking of like this like stimulation theme of how there's like, we're being aware, but how we're digesting the news, it's not necessarily with a holistic awareness. And the holistic awareness is like, we could be thinking like, we could be thinking about that, but like we're not necessarily thinking about it in a higher octave way. It's like, okay, like, yeah, we have to be mature with it. And it's not, and I'm not trying to put everybody on blast. I'm just saying like the obvious isn't so not obvious anymore, it's like, but the point of me saying it, it's like we could know what people are thinking because the propaganda that's out there, it's telling us what to think. So it's like, it's not like I'm saying I know what you're exactly thinking, although maybe a different part of, God could grant anybody to that, right? Maybe not. But it's like, people are like, they're like, based on like just the propaganda that's out there, it's like, that's what it is, it's like, or we could be thinking of like, some people are thinking about murder, some people are thinking about sex, some people are literally out there, they're thinking about, trying to like, like different contexts of like trying to scavenge you or scarab you or whatever. And or you could just be thinking of nothing in a detrimental way because that's just what it is. You're getting pharmaceuticalized, or you could be thinking of nothing in a constructive, beneficial, exalted way. So that's like what that's like the main five of what we're thinking. It's like, okay, maybe you're not thinking of nothing in a detrimental way.